Oh God. Hey guys, you join us in the series taking Tarazona up, and with one game to go, our star striker, our beanpole legend, Junior Romaric, is out for the rest of the season with a torn hamstring, and to make things worse, bravery, which is one of his best stats, is down by three. So hopefully he's still our heading supremo, but he is injury prone. And to be honest, if we look at his injury history, we've been fairly lucky. Um, so in our time with us, it's just been kind of pulled groins 3 weeks. But oh, what can you do? Can you hear a tiny violin playing in the background? But goodness me. That means that we now have a couple of important injuries. We have Carpio out for 3 weeks, so he might not make it. Romaric, but we're going to hope Leon's back. Otherwise, to be honest, we're playing Delgado as our deep-lying playmaker, which would be a bit of a disaster. But oh God, what can you do? I suppose I'll bring you up to speed. So we had that really disappointing 1-0 loss against Atletico Madrid's B team where we succumbed to a 95th minute goal when we had 10 men for most of the game. But we bounced back with a 2-0 victory against Real Sociedad. Iglesias was just brilliant in this match, and the ratings might not show you because he missed a penalty, but he just was, it was here, there, and everywhere. So we went 1-0 up from a corner, and then Iglesias later on in the game, even though he'd missed a bunch of chances, he kept being persistent. And you can see Tomkinson continuing his unbelievable run of form. We then had a 1-all draw against Leganes, who are a team who we're kind of competing with in the playoff places. Two relatively late-ish goals. You can see in the 80th minute, I think they score a pretty good strike in the area. Powerful stuff from their winger. And then in the 94th minute, look at this for a ball over the top. We went a bit direct. Romaric, boom, top bin. And doesn't it just make it all the more sad that he's not going to cap this wonderful season off with a playoff run? Then in this game, in the latest game, we won 3-2. This is where Carpio got injured. Junior Romaric just got injured sprinting in training, for goodness sake. But some good build-up play, and Delibora with his one finishing scores a top bin. We give away a penalty. This is Perez giving away his second penalty in about 2 games. So we're drawing level. And a bit of a mix-up presents it to Delgado. And it's Marin who, although he doesn't have great finishing himself, he does have a good long shot rating. And then Iglesias with a corner. We pick up the second ball. And it's crossed in, and who beats the keeper? Romaric. They do get a relatively late goal, which is disappointing. Through ball here. Two to get it through, and they slot it in, but it's not enough for the victory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip ahead to the last game of the season, play that live, and then we'll look at who we get in the playoffs. Okay, everyone. So this is where we stand for the team, with the team, sorry, moving forward. So we've got Delgado, our out of contract kind of young midfielder in. That's because Carpio and Leon are injured. We hope to get them back in time. Piedra is back from the Under-20s World Cup, progressing really well and has done really well at right back, as you can see in the kind of stats on his screen there. So a 7.0 average. Tejera we have as an inverted winger, but we ask him to start wider and cross more. And of course, Zuleta we now have as a deep lying forward on attack to kind of be a threat but link play as well. So I think the only change we're going to make tactically is, of course, we're not going to hit early crosses now. We're still going to cross because that's a big part of our game, getting into wide areas. And Zuleta's not small. He's in fact got good heading, but he hasn't got great jumping reach. So we'll see how this goes. This is going to be really important for him to actually bring up his match sharpness. And yeah, after this game, I'm going to see, what to do tactically from here. But we'll go with that. I think the only other thing I want to show you is if I go to the job center, we are, or job security, I am actually considering making an application again for the Mirandes job. It's something that we thought about 2 seasons ago in the same summer where Crystal Palace offered us the job, who are now in the Premier League, by the way, if you wanted to know. I'm kind of hoping I can apply for the Deportivo La Coruña job. In real life, when, sort of about 10 years ago, I was really into Spanish football, looking at the highlights and stuff, and Deportivo were a massive club, and they're like a sleeping giant. So one of these two would be a really cool team to manage, and I guess what's led to that is basically the disappointment with the Romaric injury and just knowing that with a team like Tarazona, I'm never going to have those like big backups. And it's just a little bit frustrating. It's not to say that I won't stay, but they haven't even offered me a contract yet. So I've got a month left to run. And they still won't let me do a coaching course, which is really, really frustrating, even though they're granting it to like my assistant manager and stuff. So my assistant manager is going to be more experienced than me in terms of coaching qualifications. So that's really, really annoying. But we're going to go forward into the match now, do it together. And this is going to be really important to see how we play in terms of the playoffs. So carry on from your last performances. We'll give the attackers a bit of motivation. And we're going to go with that. As always, I like to try and check the pace of the striker to see whether we can do anything with a back line in terms of maybe deeper or stuff like that. But yeah, it doesn't seem long ago that we were so tense in the last game of the season in terms of getting relegated. But now we are actually, this is a dead rubber, and we were asked as such in the interview beforehand. But this is about match sharpness for a lot of our players. This is about monitoring how we play. Um, and in fact, what I will do is something I forgot to do. I'll just look at the corner tactic in terms of attack. So I'm going to switch the striker and our central defender there, just because that's usually Romaric, isn't it? And we will go with that. So not super fruitful so far. Iglesias with a set piece though, delivers it in. It's not won by us, but it looks like we're just going to pick up the 50-50 ball there. Teixeira, not a wonderful ball, but Zuleta's there picking it up. Oof, when it's a strange outside of the foot shot there from the edge of the area. So Zuleta on a 6.8, which shows me he's not losing the ball all that much. And he's got good pace and finishing, so maybe we look to play on the counter attack a bit more, but it's really well run, well won. Zuleta there with a daisy cutter. We're constantly thinking to ourselves, aren't we? God, would Romaric have put that away? But we can't think like that. We've got to be positive. Vietes picking the ball up, darts inside. Can he spread the play? Hopefully Altamira can. Interesting build up here. I want it to go wide. There we go. Della Vibora. Patient play. Iglesias dropping deep. Back to Tomkinson. Piedra. Ball out wide. And it's Iglesias. And it's a penalty. Now, Iglesias actually missed his last penalty after being so reliable over about 3 seasons. So let's hope we've used up that bad karma and it's back to a reliable finish from Iglesias. Good stuff. I don't think we really need to see that again, but good play. Let's really look at Zueleta's position because we are getting it wide. Do you know what? Maybe we sort of assist on low crosses. Is that another penalty? There's no VAR in these divisions, I'm afraid, guys. And that's half time. So we need another gear, that's for sure. Attackers keep going. And I think more of the same, really. I think we get just short of 2 weeks break into the playoffs, so that might be important for some of our key players, especially in the midfield, to hopefully shake off some injuries. Good to have Piedra back from the World Cup. Oh, Delgado dallying on the ball a little bit there. We'll need to monitor that. He's on a 6.8, so he's not doing terribly. I'm considering maybe we want Zuleta to be on the shoulder a bit more, but that's a good position and a bit of a tame finish. But everyone seems to be doing all right. Zuleta with his pace, closing down one of the defenders. He wins it back. Vietes has got good crossing ability. It's Delgado. And it hits his own man. Has got fairly good long shots for this level, actually. That's something he does give us. And I think now we protect some of our key players a little bit. So Marin is going to come for on Teixeira. And Iglesias is going to come off for Andre. And actually, we're going to jiggle things around just a little bit. Altamira is the deep lying playmaker. Delgado pushing forward a little bit. And this guy is going to become an inside forward on support. And we will monitor our centre backs as well. Plenty of time to change the game. Carlos is now a little bit more happy with us because I always felt like he had it out for us. Um, he doesn't play as much as I sort of promised him in his contract, and he's hated us ever since. So he's training much better these days. Spreading the play well to Dilibebora. It's Marin with his good pace and dribbling. It's an early cross. Delgado picks up the second ball though and recycles it well. Driving out wide with one of our wingers. It's crossed in. Oh, and a wonderful save. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but Moreno now has an updated picture. The previous one was of him when he was really young, so I downloaded another face pack and it automatically updated him. So he's got a little tash now, which is good. Marin, jinking inside. Oh, that could have been a good ball if it was a little bit better executed. But we give the ball away. Tomkinson, he's done that too many times recently. Luckily, there's no one right away to give it to, but looks like we've cleared the danger. Well, they do get a cross in, but Piedra lets this man past. Oh, can't do that in the playoffs, can we? Okay, I think we actually protect Zuleta, seeing as he's our kind of main striker. It's Kenneth I want to bring on, and actually it's Marin I will end up putting up front. Is there anything else I want to do? Areso one maybe. So that's 4 substitutes. And you know what? I'm going to protect Tomkinson. Because he is our second most important player, but you know what? It's just my luck that he'll get injured as well, isn't it? Kenneth on the ball. Great set piece delivery. Good crossing as well. Let's hope he can prove it. Delgado. It's been a bit wild with his shots, hasn't he, Marin? And we lose the ball, maybe to the counter attack, but no, thank goodness. I need to reduce the tempo a little bit. I'll time waste, but not fully. Our on-loan centre-back also went to the World Cup as well, the Under-20 World Cup. So both our right-sided defenders were there. But Piedra getting beaten to the ball ever so slightly. But Arezzo with great pace and commitment to get back. And we're now building up from the back again. Altimira can play in that role as the deep line playmaker. Maybe we consider it, to be honest, with his experience, but it's a bit of a waste of an opportunity there for a through ball. And Deliverbora is not able to get back as quickly as we'd like. And it looks like he gives away a penalty. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Oh, goodness me. Can we get a save? No, we can't. So we're just going to go back to our normal style of playing. That's really disappointing. Don't need to see that again, do we? Look at that. 15 shots to 6. Kenneth has great set pieces, though. He lofts it in. Oh, it's the bomb! We don't even get the rebound. Kenneth driving inside, but he decides to play it all the way back. Interesting decision. Altimira, a great ball. Kenneth's there, and it's another fantastic save. But it's offside. So we are a bit concerned that we haven't got a goal. And now I remember that it's our tiny striker who's standing at the front post. Thank goodness it clears him, and Piedra gets it away. Marin slides in rather dangerously there. We managed to clear the first ball. We're going to give away another penalty. We're not, but we don't clear it away. We don't intercept it either. It's a good crossfield ball, but Moreno's there, but he gives it away. And luckily, their finishing has been pretty awful. Let me just change that set piece instruction because I know that's gonna, we're gonna regret that. So, who's a tall player? In fact, who is a tall player? We're just gonna have to proceed there. I'll swap this guy. Delgado is not that tall. Altamira's not that tall. Andre's tiny. Kenneth's tiny. Delabora's tiny. That's not good. I think actually we're just gonna have it like this. Yeah, not not great, is it? At least we've got Piedra at the front post, I think. There we go. We'll have to be happy with that. Romaric's, that's it. Romaric's so helpful on both defensive and offensive opportunities. Let's hope Piedra can clear it at the front post, and then now we've put him there. But look at how small people like Delgado are. Not looking good. And they do get the header. Luckily, Arezzo applies just enough pressure. We work it out from the back here. Maybe this is the last chance. But Delevabora's there. It's a really, really bad ball out wide to Kenneth. But it looks like we're going to pick up the ball here. It's an interesting attempt at a through ball. And Bill Powell just gets there in time. I thought he was going to leave that. He's just going to play it short, I think. Yep. Hoofed clear, and we don't have the players for that style of play, that's for sure. Oh, and they managed to score. Oh, it's offside. Thank goodness for that. I was going to say in the last minute. I wonder who was offside, the striker or the winger. But our high line working well. Yeah, it was their striker. Oh, he's fractionally ahead of the play. I'd be so annoyed if that was against me. We're not building up well, are we? And it's a disappointing 1-1 draw, but we managed to rest some players before the end of the season. And I'll say I'm disappointed, but then we'll try and appease Altimira. I thought he did well. He looked to switch off. That's unfortunate. But it's important that we fired everyone else up. And there we go. We finished fifth with 76 points. Really clear of any of the other teams. We were definitely worthy of our top five position. And let's see, we are against Sociedad Deportiva. So we are playing. So if I go to the league table, we are playing. It was this one, wasn't it? Yeah. We're playing the team who came second. It was a lot closer, really, in terms of there wasn't so much of a runaway leader in their league. So we're playing against Sociedads, who are their affiliated clubs. Oh no, so they are just like an independent team. I thought they were like a B team or something like that. Let's have a look at their manager. So they play 4-4-2, which is interesting. We don't tend to do that well against 4-4-2s, unfortunately. Mixed pressing, wing play. All right, let's look at their tactics. Yeah, 4-4-2. Who are their kind of key players then? This guy who's got good pace. So yeah, they're a kind of typical 4-4-2 team, really. We'll hope we can keep the ball against them. And when is that scheduled in for then? That's scheduled in for like 10 days time. So we gotta help. We gotta hope. It looks like Carpio could be back, which is good. And we'll set up our training at a later date. But let's also look at the news item. So the semi-final. So yes, it's the all the teams from the other league. Oh, interestingly, we could play Hercules, which we've had fair amount of success against them. I definitely don't think they're unbeatable, or Badjos, who are third um, in the other parallel division. So, yep, one of these teams is going to get promoted. I think the only other thing we look at is whether we put in an application for this now, sorry, and thus jeopardize our kind of, stable relationship with the club. But if if I can keep this, if I can keep the application until we're done with the playoffs, that would be good. But yeah, I'll leave it there, and I'll see you for the playoffs.